Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel. My name is Antonio, and I've created this format that is called the House Hunter, where I'm looking for properties for sale, the cheapest property for sale in certain areas of the south of Italy, like Apulia region, Abruzzo, Molise, Basilicata, and Campania region. These are the regions where I'm focusing when I'm looking for properties for sale. Now, if you are new to this video, please, it takes 2 seconds, put like and subscribe. And so now let's start and let's investigate the town that I choose today about where to find the cheapest properties for sale in Santa Cesarea Terme. So we are talking about this town that is in Lecce province, Apulia region, in an area called Salento. Now, Salento, for who doesn't know, is a very touristic area in the south of Italy, in Apulia region, at the very bottom of the hill. So, in this part of Italy. So here I'm looking for properties for sale, mainly for people who would like to relocate, for example, in this area, or for people who are looking for properties um, to make a business, for example. But at the same time, for a lot of people who are simply enjoying watching my videos while I'm searching for the cheapest property for sale. Now let's go back again. So we saw on the map where Santa Cesarea Terme is. Santa Cesarea Terme. And now we go quickly on Wikipedia to see this town, just few things about this town. Now, Santa Cesarea Terme is a small council, is only 3,000 inhabitants, and is in Lecce province. So is on the eastern coast of Penisola Salentina, of Salento Peninsula, is in between Otranto and Santa Maria di Leuca. These are the two main centers. So this town is in between these two centers, and as it says here, is one of the most wanted touristic location in Salento region, in Salento area, in Apulia region. Okay, now let's go on Idealista and let's start searching for the cheapest property for sale. Now, Santa Cesarea Terme, Lecce province. Okay, let's start searching and enjoying. So here, what did we find here? That there are 68 houses and flat for sale. Okay, so we are in Lecce, we are in Italy, and now let's do my usual things about when I make a selection. So I'm avoiding auction properties. I already made a video where I'm explaining why I'm avoiding auction properties. Then I would say that I generally avoid flat penthouses and duplexes simply because I go this way where I select only houses because mainly foreigners, because obviously I'm running this channel in English language, so it's not for the Italian. Italian are always looking for flats. Generally, they don't go for houses, but foreigners like English, Americans, German, they prefer to live in a house, for example, with a little garden. So with this type of anyway things when they are looking for a property. So then now I set up from the lowest property, from the lowest price, so for sale. And let's start doing our search. So we have 50 houses for sale. So in the beginning was 68. We excluded the auctions, we excluded flat, and let's start seeing what's on the market now for sale at the cheapest price, at the lowest price. So let's start. For example, we have a detached house in Santa Cesarea Terme and they're asking for 39,000 euro. So it's a 4 rooms and 70 square meters. Now, in Vitigliano, in a very quiet residential area, we offer for sale an ancient courtyard solution with star vaults and rear garden. So let's see quickly the pictures just to see in which condition is this house. But so let's enter. For example, I already see that the house anyway is in need of renovation, but I'm curious. So we are curious. And let's start looking at these pictures. So we are in Santa Cesarea Terme. So this is the property from outside. Okay, it's not in a very good condition, but we are talking only about 39,000 euro, 39K. So it's a 70 square meters and 4 rooms. So let's see what this house has to offer. So, for example, what I can say straight away from the very beginning is that this is a kind of old house, and we can see, for example, by the ceiling. Now, most of the houses in this area have star vaulted ceilings, for example, that are very, very common, they're beautiful. So, was the concept the houses were built in this area and so on. Now, as far as I can see, this is kitchen dining room. So I see a fireplace. I see anyway. I see that the house is not in a it's not really in a good condition. So anyway, but for example, the fact that there is a fireplace makes it nice. Then here we have another room. I know, I think this is the same room, it's just from another angle, from different perspective, because I see by the tiles, for example, here now I'm going back, I can see the tiles. Probably here there was installed the kitchen. Now, generally the houses in Salento don't have heating system. This is a funny thing anyway, but in many areas in the south of Italy, you find houses without heating system. Kind of always I'm saying because the winter season is quite short and it's not that severe. So we have the fireplace, then we have an exit to the rear garden. I see another fireplace, strange room. So the house is totally in need of renovation. Totally. I see by the floors are old. Frames, the window and door frames are very old. This was kind of recent, but again, there was this style to make in the 90s with aluminium. I think they were made of aluminium. Anyway, so here we can see that the house itself is in need of restoration. I mean, the space should be rearranged, maybe. Anyway, I see that technically this is a house where it's possible to live. For example, um, you can make your own nice house, lovely casetta, as I always say. Anyway, here we have a little backyard. Anyway, the place can be improved a lot, for example. Anyway, it needs to be invested a certain amount of money. So I'm not going now that much in how much it would cost to renew this property because anyway, uh, I see that anyway nearly everything has to be done, but it can also be an investment. If someone is interested to buy, for example, a property in this area as an investment, this could be the right one without even spending. You see, if it's for you, if it's for living, obviously the standards are increasing. But if the house is, for example, as an investment, you might just renew it with the minimum standards, with the minimum accessories. Okay, so here we have this house for 39. Now here, let's go to the next. Detached house in Santa Cesarea Terme. So they're asking 39,000 euro, two rooms, 49 square meters. So it's not really big. In Vitigliano, I guess Vitigliano has to be close to Santa Cesarea Terme, so it's in the area, in Santa Cesarea Terme area. For example, let's see this house. Okay. Anyway, I see that also this house is kind of in need of restoration, but let's have a quick look. I'm not gonna go that deep. I will just have a quick look to see. For example, this, as far as I see, is another house that is a great potential as an investment, as a business. The asking price is low, and probably it needs some renovation, but not that much again. So here, anyway, we see that the house itself is not that bad as it was the one we looked at before. Anyway, I see the star vaulted ceiling, beautiful for me. It makes it very very particular. Then we have this type of division. It's typical in the south of Italy house, in the southern Italian houses, for example, in the old houses, to divide one space by with this kind of plaster wall, let me say, plastered wall. The floor I see is not in a very bad condition. Obviously, it needs to be painted all over, but that's the first thing we do when generally we buy. The first thing we do when we buy a house is to repaint everything, simply to refresh. So then, anyway, I see again a fireplace. We are talking about an old house, obviously. So, anyway, I see some works in particular needs to be refreshed. The floor, anyway, it looks a bit old. Um, it needs a bit of restoration. So basically, I see two rooms here. Then I don't know if they have any pictures, for example, of the bathroom. Anyway, it's nice because again, they have their own backyard, and this is what most of the people are looking for, to have a little garden, little backyard. And with this amount of money, anyway, it's possible to renovate and to make a lovely casetta again. Okay, let's close this one and let's go to the next. So for now, we are up to 39K. We saw this property is for sale. Let's see what's next. Now, next we have detached house in Via Canica. Wait a second, I lost it. So we are here, detached house in Via Canica, Santa Cesarea Terme. They're asking 45,000 euro for two rooms, 80 square meters. Cerfignano, so Cerfignano has to be another little district around Santa Cesarea Terme. Anyway, Cesarea Terme, we are talking about a location on the sea, again, very touristic. So I guess also this location here, Cerfignano, probably it's not really far that much from the sea. Obviously, people who are buying properties in this location are buying also because the vicinity, how close are to the sea. That is the main thing. Now, we offer for sale in Cerfignano an interesting property currently used for commercial purposes. So, if it is a property, for example, already used for commercial purpose. Now, let me just enter because I'm a bit curious about what type of business they have in this type of house, in this type of building. Now, I want to see, let me see, let's enter. Let's see the pictures. what type of business, because probably if there is a business, maybe the business is still on, and maybe they're paying the rent, they're paying a monthly rent. So for example, here, as I can see, so I would keep it as a business. To be honest, this can be just an investment, so it's possible to buy. And okay, I saw one room on the ground floor. That, sorry, I'm going back simply because, so this is the room downstairs on the ground floor. Then we have stairs leading to an upper floor, to the first floor. This is the entrance. Now, I don't understand what type of business is, but it will be interesting, for example, to understand how much is the rent that they're paying. So I see they're not using at all. So these are the, here are ending the stairs that are leading to the first floor. So as I can see, there is one room here, another room on the first floor. And so I don't know if there are two bathrooms, because I see these two little windows, but I don't understand. They didn't show. Okay, here there is a door, and for sure maybe there is a small kitchen, or there is a small bathroom. Okay, they're not showing upstairs, in the room upstairs, for example. Okay, this is the second window. So anyway, this one would be interesting only to understand how much is the rent monthly, for example, and to buy just as an investment. If the business, for example, has intention to keep stay there, not to leave, so basically it's possible to buy just as an investment. Okay, now we have another property here for sale. Detached house in Santa Cesarea Terme, 45,000 euro, 4 rooms, 120 square meters. Again, we are in this district called Cerfignano. In the square, we offer an interesting solution to be restored, consisting of a veranda in front, two vaulted rooms. So the house is in need of restoration. Let's just have a quick look here, because anyway, the tiles are not bad. The tiles are the only good thing that I see from this house. They are nice, they are stylish, they are old, and who follows my channel knows that I'm in love with this type of old tiles. Anyway, I see a kind of good space here in the backyard that will make it a plus. Also, the star vaulted ceiling make it a plus. That's interesting. That's probably the entrance from the main road. That there is a courtyard with maybe multiple houses that have access from this courtyard. Anyway, this could be an interesting property, for example, for someone who would like to buy and restore, renovate, and make it your own house. But again, generally, people consider that this is very important. I should repeat this in every video, that mainly the Italian standards are different from the standards that are looking, for example, Germans or British or American or Canadians or Australian, for example. Then I will make a video about Canadians and Australian, because I only recently find out that they cannot purchase houses in Italy. That's for me shocking when I find out. I say, why? There's no reason why. So, but anyway, this I will make a video apart uh, on top of this one, just to discuss about how crazy some laws and some decisions taken by the governments are. Because to be honest, but this is another topic. It regards more my point of view, my own opinion, that I share mainly in other videos, not here when I do my searches. So we saw this house here for 45,000 euro. Anyway, The only interesting thing is the floor and the star vaulted ceiling, the backyard, the garden, but a lot of works to do anyway, so it's totally in need of renovation. Generally, I'm looking for properties that are not in need of renovation, but here I see at this price, for 48K at the moment, we are only looking for finding properties, for example, that are all in need of renovation. So the standards are different, so Italian standards, I tell you, people lives in flats. People loves to live in flats. Generally, they don't live in houses. Even if they live in houses, they live in these type of houses. And I know that for many foreigners, for example, they will never like to live in this type of house. But for Italian people, it's common. Generally, in these townhouses, Italians are not even interested to have a garden, for example. The majority, I'm talking about the majority of the Italians, are not interested. For them, the Italian concept is not huge spaces, let me say decent size houses that can go between 70 and 100 square meters. Then already 120, for example, 120 square meters, also all the costs are increasing, for example, heating. So anyway, let's have a look to this house, because again, I find beautiful the floor. Simply, I love this type of floor. I don't like the tiles here on the wall. This I will dismantle totally. I hate. Reminds me of hospitals. So then, anyway, here we have an access to the kind of little backyard. I see a sink. Probably most of these houses with the backyards, they have a tap and a sink in the backyard. And generally, they have this type of stairs that are leading to the roof. The lead to the roof, it makes it more like just a roof, not really like a terrace. That's what I noticed, that in Salento area, could be a bit dangerous. For example, now, if you are on a terrace, obviously it doesn't have to be dangerous. You need to have kind of fence that stops you from falling. But I generally notice that all the houses here on the roof, they don't have any fences, so could be deep, could be dangerous. For example, if there are children, not if there is an adult that is going to put the laundry to dry, for example. Anyway, again, all I see here is a lovely floor and a lovely star vaulted ceiling, but the house is totally in need of renovation. New doors. The concept also, as I see, is that you have rooms in the middle between, let me say, the entrance room and the room that goes to the backyard. In the middle, you might have one or two rooms where you are passing by. Another concept of the Italians, of the old, old style, old concept of the houses in the south of Italy. Anyway, I like the floor mainly, but anyway, the house itself, it's not very bad. It's in need of some works. I see that it's quite spacious. I see many different rooms. Now, because it's not in a good shape, it's hard to understand which room is which, for example. Anyway, again, we are talking only about 48K at the moment. 100 square meters, I'd say, is quite spacious. Little backyard with few plants here. Obviously, it has to be looked after, but could be a nice, relaxing place, for example. All right, so here we saw this property. We haven't find we haven't found up to now a property that is not in need of renovation, for example. Obviously, we are under a certain amount of money. It means that houses are not very expensive. At the moment, we are at 48,000. So let me see, for example, here for 53,000, there is another house. Okay, this is a farmhouse. totally in need of renovation, totally. So anyway, you are buying mainly a plot of land, and then if you want to build the house of your dreams, for example, you can go for it. So let's see. Oh, finally we start seeing something a bit in a better condition. This is interesting. So, detached house in Santa Cesarea Terme, 69,000 euro, parking included, four rooms, 130 square meters, which is not small, in Vitigliano, in the heart of the town, a few minutes from the sea. We offer for sale an independent solution on two levels, consisting of okay, now let's enter into this property because 69,000 euro doesn't look bad. So it's a good, decent price. Now, if this is the house itself, from outside looks in a very good shape. I want to see 1 second the basic features. Terra d'Otranto, Lecce. So in Vitigliano, in the heart of the town, a few minutes from the sea, we offer for sale an independent solution on two levels, consisting of an entrance hall, kitchen with fireplace, raised raised living room. Okay, probably is on a different level. Two bedrooms and a bathroom. The property is completed by a terrace on the first floor, a garage and an exclusives on the top roof. Sorry, here I think they translated as floor, but I mean on the attic floor. A garage and an exclusive solar area. Great investment as a first home or as a holiday home. Interesting bargain. Yeah, I think the price is very good. This could be, for example, the house that I now I want to see the condition. They are saying second hand, good condition, individual heating, that's good, and garage included in the price. That is a plus. It's always nice to have a garage, a place where you can store, even if you don't have a car, or even if you keep your car parked outside, you might use it as a storage place. Now, I'm wondering if this is the garage. I don't know. Looks like it could be this one. I see access from the road, so we have an entrance door. I see the frames from outside are not in a bad condition. Okay, they say there was an entrance, a hall. Okay, this is the entrance hall with a bit small space. Floor doesn't look very good. Okay, here we have a kitchenette. So the space, I wish it was a bit more spacious, this kind of dining room. Let me say that I would make it only as a dining room, as in most of the houses in the south of Italy. For example, you enter, this is the entrance door, and then generally you have, sorry, kitchen and dining room in the main room. I see the heating system. I see heaters. So then, anyway, here I see also the fireplace. Okay, then, for example, okay, what's this door? This door here. Listen, I need to go back to understand. Okay, this it looks more like. Okay. I got it. So here is the entrance. Here we have the entrance door just behind, back the shoulders from taking the pictures, from the point of view of taking the picture. And then we have this hole. Okay, this is a kind of space when you enter in the house. Fine. Then you have the kitchen. I'd say just dining room, kitchen here. And the door that I saw from the kitchen is not the entrance door, but this is probably a backyard, the access to the backyard. So it's already the disposition of the house itself. It's not really bad because I don't really need to have a very big kitchen if I also have a living room, for example. And as far as I see, this space here on the mezzanine, there is a kind of half half floor that we could see. We could have seen this window anyway from the main picture from outside that is on a different level. So that's very interesting. So they built a kind of um, anyway mezzanine that is a space that you could use simply as a kind of living room, not very big, but you can put a couch, television, anyway, kind of relaxing space. So a few steps were leading to this area here that is possible to use. Yes, these are the windows, these are the curtains. It's not even that small. I like this house. Only the floor in the kitchen didn't really impress me, but here I see, for example, that the floor is already in a better shape. Okay, so from this mezzanine we have interesting, interesting. I like this type. Personally, I like this type of disposition. It makes it interesting. So then, anyway, we have stairs leading on the first floor. They say there are two bedrooms in this house. Okay, now these pictures, it's a disgrace the way Italians are posting pictures when they're selling properties, not even the decency of removing old mattresses and furniture like that, to be honest, if you want to sell a property. But I like it. Personally, I really like it. I see the roof is in a good condition. I see that the house was restored kind of recently. There is a lovely balcony here. It's not really a terrace because, but it's nice. It's nice. It will be a nice place where to live actually, not only to use as a summary home. So this is, I think, what they call it the garage. It's probably under that mezzanine is the entrance. I don't really know if is how high it is, but so let's see. Okay, then here we have a bathroom. They say there's only one bathroom that is on the first floor. Yeah, probably this is what they use as a garage. Okay, anyway, can be more as a storage place more than a garage. I think you can park in front of the house. Anyway, I like this house. I can give, if I have to give a vote from 0 to 10, I would give 7, maybe 7 plus. Not 7.5, but 7 is already for me above average because I would say average is 6. Then beautiful start being from 8 to 9, 10. Let me say it's between 7 and half 7 if I have to give a kind of vote of this house for this house for sale. Now this is very interesting. I like it. I find it very very interesting. I would live in this house. Actually, I would live in Salento. Now I'm I'm very flexible personally. Even if I bought here in Montemilone, I keep repeating to myself flexibility. It's um it's a plus. It's something that can make my life much easier. So I'm technically very flexible. I can move anywhere. I have to be able to move wherever I want. This is the way I built my life. So also the professions that me and my wife we built up during the years. So flexibility is what drove me, to be honest, personally, what drove me since I was 15. Now I'm 47. So it's nearly more than 30 years that I'm said to myself, I have to be extremely flexible, able to change jobs. So I might even see the possibility, for example, in the future, in 1, 2, 3 years, to move to Salento because I think it's a very lovely area where to live, very touristic, and it's possible to make some good investments over there. If I live in Salento, for example, I would buy 1, 2, 3 properties and just to rent it out as guest house or B&B, and then I can make my yearly return. Then I made videos how my Antonio philosophy, how I do my calculations when I buy properties. Anyway, let's see to this one that looks quite interesting as well. Now, detached house in Via Santo Spirito Santo, in Holy Spirit Street. So, if you are religious, this could be the road perfect for you. Holy Spirit Road, Santa Cesarea Terme, 70,000 euro, 3 rooms, 95 square meters, Vitigliano. This charming independent house for residential use, located in the hamlet of Santa Cesarea Terme, is a true real estate. Now let's have a quick look to the pictures. So I just want to understand. So here we have the main entrance. Let's see. I still have problems to figure out. Um, to my have, for example, it's possible that here in some houses you might find a door, kind of window door, that is going from your bedroom, that is accessed, has direct access on the street, for example. Now I'm not sure, but I might guess that, for example, this is the door that is leading to the bedroom. So this is the entrance that is leading to all the other rooms. I'm not sure, I'm just guessing. Anyway, this is the bedroom, this is another bedroom. I go in because the house itself looks quite interesting. I mean, in particular, it's in a good condition. I can see already from outside that the house is not in a bad shape. Maybe I prefer personally the one before because it looks a bit newer. This is a bit older house, so older concept of the houses, which they were building houses in this part of Italy back to 100 years ago. You can already guess that it's a very old by the store vaulted ceiling because nowadays, since the last 50, 60 years, no one ever built any more houses with star vaulted ceilings. So for example, the one we saw before, we can guess straight away that is newer than 50 years old, simply because the didn't have any star vaulted ceiling. So the house probably was very old before, was totally demolished, and then rebuilt again. Okay, so here we have another bedroom. So here we have another bedroom. Anyway, let me see. I see obviously this type of old furniture that it's not attractive at all. Um I'd say that maybe it's not really in need of total renovation, but an upgrade it's in need of of an upgrade. This house. What I noticed, for example, is that the doors are quite new. The floor here in the kitchen is new. Is newer, for example, that the floor that this floor has probably 50 years, if not more. I can see that from the kitchen area there is access to the bathroom. Okay, so here is the kitchen. Okay, I cannot really figure out the floor plan, for example, for this house. Anyway, we have a bathroom here that is not in a bad condition. This has a higher potential to buy, for example, as an investment. I see more. Now, I'm guessing if this is two different bathrooms. I want to understand. Looks like there are two different bathrooms. So two bathrooms because I don't know. I see the kitchen. Now, let's try to understand. Here there is the shower on the left-hand side of the toilet, and here the shower is on the right. The curtain of the shower is different, so there are two bathrooms. That is a plus. Okay, this is the hall that we saw from the main entrance, from the road. Okay, very interesting. I don't know if this is leading to the backyard and the entrance door is behind my shoulders, behind the shoulders of the viewer. It's nice. This is another particular things of all the houses in most of the houses in the Salento area. So they have all the house developed, and then beside the house you have a kind of hole leading straight away to the backyard. So it's like you have two entrance door and two exit doors to the backyard. I don't know why they were doing like this, why this was the concept. Anyway, so here it looks like we are on the roof, or It's just the entrance. I cannot really understand. No, I'd say this is just, wow, this is nice. This is a lovely open space. I cannot understand if it's from the main entrance or this is the exit to the backyard. Cannot really understand. Then obviously I see already the stairs leading to the roof. Again, there are no fences on these roofs. Anyway, okay, this is the backyard. It's a pity that they removed the soil. For example, they made just a stone pavement. They pave it with stones. Don't get me wrong, it keeps more clean, but you can only grow, for example, if you like to look after plants or trees. So anyway, it's interesting. Here we have a little cantina. In Italy, cantina is a kind of basement. So here there's the floor house. So here we have one room, that bedroom that we saw. So this is from the bottom of the screen, you see these two entrances. One is leading to the bedroom, so doesn't really make sense, but this is the way that we're building. This is the hall that is leading. Anyway, so there are two small bathrooms, but that's fine. So this could be the perfect investment for if you want to rent this type of house. So you have a kitchen, then you have a kind of living room where there are two beds. You can accommodate up to four people. So no, it's quite interesting. Quite interesting. So you have parking space, your own parking space. Then you have few steps leading to the all open area, and then you have access. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, I think I'm already at 1 hour recording now. I think it's already 1 hour that I'm recording the video, but I like this. I mean, I like this area. I would like to cover more properties. Obviously, my goal is always. Oh, here is again the one I like. Obviously, here the goal is always to. For example, I'm not checking this pro. Wait a second. I saw, for example, I skipped this property before. Okay, this house is a lovely house, but it has to be finished. But this is a kind of villa already, detached. So detached house means it's not totally independent. I'm having a look quickly. Anyway, here for sure you need to put another 100,000 euro. Anyway, lovely terrace. For sure, I'd say 100, 150, maybe even 2,000 euro to complete this house to fine standards, to high level standards. I won't buy, for example, I wouldn't buy this one. Okay, let's see next. We are at 75,000. Maybe I should make another video tomorrow to cover a bit higher prices. Here, for example, I see 75,000 euro. Now, what do I see here? I see a beautiful house. I mean, totally in need of renovation, but it's an old project. I mean, this you can make something very, very nice. Could become a project. This is my dream, for example, to run the channel just to start with one project. But anyway, I'm far. I'm only new here on YouTube. It's only a few months, so I'm taking my time. I want to entertain as many people as possible with a bit different topics. But okay, anyway, this house has a great potential only because it's a very old house. Okay, and could be turned in something very, very nice. For example, I'd rather go for this than the one we saw that has to be built totally, like this one here. Don't get me wrong, this is also nice, lovely space, but this is new. I'd rather go for something old and make it very characteristic. And so we are in Santa Cesarea Terme. It's a lovely, but again, it needs money to be invested in this property. Okay, then detached house in SP Strada Provinciale, Provincial Road 259, Santa Cesarea Terme. So this is a kind of plot of land, but with a sea view. So here you can build, if you want, the villa of your dreams. It has the potential with that sea view. It's something simply amazing. But I see it's start from scratch. You need geometra, architect, engineer. So you need to pay a lot. Okay, this is a lovely house. Let's see this one. Then maybe I will cover another video. Now, yeah, for sure. If you watch up to now, I'm gonna cover. So it's gonna be in two parts. This is part one, and I'm gonna make part two. So house in Via Giuseppe Verdi, Santa Cesarea Terme. So this is the last one I'm gonna cover. I see that they're all interesting, these houses, from the cheapest in total in need of renovation to these one, for example, who are much bigger and also might need can be a project, can be an investment. So if I'm not wrong, this is the house from outside. For example, from this picture, it doesn't look so good, the exterior part, but from this one, for example, it looks much, much better. I like this type of old gates, for example. I can see, anyway, these were old storages. It has to be interesting how they develop the space. I can see that is a kind of was the house that belonged to someone wealthy long time ago, and so that's why they're more spacious than other. I see, for example, that here, apart the furniture, let me say, furniture, frames, paintings on the wall, couch, but the floor, it's good. These kind of frames, for example, that it's a little storage place. They're typical in these houses for wealthy people. They used to have a lot of these type of storage places. But this is a beautiful house. Floor is very good. I see all the frames are also good. Here I see now what room was this? This is the living room. Let me say with a little also studio. Let's go back. Living room. Yeah, I see the couch here. This is the same couch. Okay, okay. So then from this living room, we are leading to the kitchen. Now, this is the kitchen itself. I mean, dining room. This is more dining room with kitchenette apart. I like, I like this house. I have to say that it's a very interesting property, this one. Also, anyway, it's kind of spacious. Bathroom was renovated in the late 80s, early 90s, so it's a bit old, but still has its own why. We say ha il suo perché. It has its own why in Italian. Literally translation. I know I shouldn't. Anyway, here we have a bedroom on the first floor. That's interesting. That's interesting. Anyway, I should read the description. It looks like also this bedroom is on the same floor. It's not on the first floor. Then here we have leading stairs. Okay, wow, wow. This is interesting. I think this is on the ground floor. And this, it looks like it used to be a kind of reception. It's very, very interesting. Wow, wow, wow. I'm thinking about myself. It looks like there are more two apartments or maybe three, even three apartments in the same house. Lovely terrazzino, lovely terrace. Wow, I like it. Probably this image was taken with a drone just to show you. Now, this is a lovely property, 89,000 euro. You see, the roof doesn't have a fence very, very high. I don't know why they were making kind of lower. This can be dangerous for children, again. So it's something, it can be used, for example, as a laundry where you dry the laundry, where you can take some, where you can some bathing there. Just you can put in the evening something, you can even make a little shelter here, something for in the summer. It's very, very hot. Don't forget that in this area. Okay, let me read the description because it's an interesting area. Now, house, sorry. Historic center in the heart of the village, a few kilometers from the sea. We offer for sale an independent house with exclusive terraces with sea view. Dating back to the middle of the last century, so say 1950, I'd say even earlier, I'd say 1850. The property consists of a staircase leading to the first floor, entrance to living room, dining room, terrace on the same level, kitchenette, bedroom, balcony, bathroom, and the various storage rooms obtained in the walls. Okay. The property is completed by a large tavern on the ground floor, consisting of a bright and airy living area, kitchen, rear courtyard, bathroom, and bedroom. So the property is completed by a large tavern on the ground floor, consisting of a bright and airy living area, kitchen, rear courtyard, bathroom, and bedroom. So there are two separate kind of properties here. I'd say this is why it's very, very interesting. One you can let, and one you live. I should think myself. Strong point of the house, the exclusive property terraces with sea view. All the rooms are embellished with typical star vaults. Okay, my friends. So with this property, now let me see here. Land of plot for 92 floors, 91 square meters built, three rooms, two bathrooms, terrace and balcony, good condition, storeroom, orientation built in 1950. According to me, was restored in 1950, but the house is older itself. Individual heating, that's a plus, natural gas, air conditioning. Okay, my friends. So with this property here, with this beautiful property for sale, I'll I'm gonna now close this video and I'll see you to the part two. So I will continue because this town Santa Cesarea Terme looks very, very interesting. All right, so let me go back to where I will start again from the next video. So this 89,000 euro house is the last one. Okay, my friends, put like and subscribe if you watch up to now, and I'll see you to my next video on Italy, a place to love. Bye. Bye for now.